Aloha hoku ohana. Thank you guys so much for joining me here for your reading. This is about you guys being a globe trotter, a world stopper. Okay, whatever it is that you do when you do this thing, the world stops, okay? Because I was meant to say a showstopper, but people could be starstruck, but whatever it is, apparently you're a world stopper. And it's so funny because I saw Globetrotter on a logo of a van that was going by, and then right after that I saw the advertisement for We Live in Time. So there is something about, again, like time stands still when you do this thing. Maybe you guys have so much fun and it's almost like you're in this time dilation bubble, but there is definitely this essence in regards to quantum leaps that people are going to see you take, where you are in a state of chronostasis or temporal freezing, where it's almost like you may feel like when you do this thing, it brings you in a state of just oneness with your own divinity. It's like you're completely integrating and merging with your most sophisticated, multidimensional aspects of self, and you're bringing this higher knowledge and this otherworldly knowledge into your earth experience, or onto your experience on earth. And it's like you go into a state of, I'm hearing like a samsara with this. It's like you literally go into a state of samsara, and it's just beautiful with whatever vibe is coming through. But yeah, with We Live in Time, it's almost like time stands still. And yeah, with chronostasis as well, people kind of witness you either basically having an entry point, exit point, where it's going to seem like something happens where it surpasses the physical laws of this dimensional construct, where it's like you are literally teleporting from this place in time to this place in time because it happens so quickly. But for you, it's almost like you're just in your element with whatever this is. It's like you're literally in your element. And it can also appear as if in first sight something happens out of the blue for you as well. So let's see what this is. But for you, it's almost feels like your whole life has been aligning you with this moment. That's almost what it seems like. So yeah, maybe people are only seeing the half of it or just what's on the surface, but there's a lot of internal work that you've done to even get to this point. You know, it's like I'm hearing something about that quote around mastery where it says it's like in order to master something, you must go through a certain level of repetition. And I feel like because you've had like fun in the repetition, when you repeat a cycle and you form like new synapses in the brain and new neurological pathways, they happen much faster, or there's an acceleration that goes on when you're having fun, where it takes much less repetition. So it's almost like you have fun while doing this, and that's why it's allowed you to master something. This could be a talent, gift, skill, or ability, but it's because it feels like play to you. You know, that's almost the element. And then I also saw Crep Protect too. So with Crep Protect, like shoes in the metaphysical realm, they represent like your spiritual journey, right? And Crep Protect is like, you know, it's like this layer that you guys have on the path that you're walking on, and it eliminates all kinds of like dirt or grime, and it kind of prevents this. So I feel like you have this protective layer, because after that I saw a caravan and it said Luna on it, and it also said Saturn. So Saturn energy is about limits, restrictions. And if you think about Saturn in Pisces, it's almost like where you can, again, merge your divinity with your physical, I'm hearing displays, okay? So this could be about tangible things that you're creating, all right? Or things that you're going on to demonstrate in some aspect. It's got this very clear correspondence when it comes to bringing heaven on earth, or you kind of giving people of a taste of heaven on earth, but it's just because you're in such a high frequency when you do this. And then campervans in the metaphysical realm, and especially unconsciously with the lunar energy, it's almost like, again, these lunar powers, like you could invoke all of these different unconscious responses from people, and they don't even understand why. You kind of pill up these different emotions from them. And campervans are all about symbols for like freedom, exploration, and a change of scene in your life. You guys may feel like you want to kind of liberate yourself or break free during this time as you embark on a new journey, or at least you're being summoned to. Personal growth and transformation that you guys are going through too, where you're reevaluating your life in order to make significant changes. It does represent a new chapter in your life that's about to unfold, and you possibly even being very excited for this new phase that's commencing. And then I also saw a lollipop man for the first time in what felt like forever. So yeah, like with the lollipop man, I don't know if this is, you have this guy, you have this where you guys are from, but it's like a man that stands in the middle of the street and helps the children cross to school. And okay, I just got a notification for something about a delivery, and he helps them deliver them safely to to their destination. So there's something about you guys being safely delivered to your destination right now, again with that crep protect. And lollipop man, again, this is a man who helps children to cross the road near a school by standing in the middle of the road and holding up a stick with a round sign on it, and it means that the traffic must stop. And when you wait for a lollipop man to stop the traffic to help you cross the road, that's basically what happens. So I feel like this is about some type of guide that's encoded in your multidimensional field, okay? Like some type of guide that you have in the non-physical realm. It's like you're summoning all these celestial archetypal manifestations of yourself in all of these different octaves and all of these different realms, where it's like you're moving through this realm, but clearly by guidance that extends far beyond this realm. That's literally the vibe that I'm getting. So when you walk this path, like it may seem or appear upon the surface that you're alone, but you're never really alone. So yeah, lollipop men in the metaphysical realm represent a need for guidance, protection that you guys are receiving from these higher aspects of self. And you're applying this knowledge and you're applying this knowing when it comes to how you align your actions in this realm. And it does represent also navigating a potentially challenging situation, but again, I feel like you have this different type of level of awareness that you're anchoring into your vessel. And it also represents the inner child, so it represents more of a playful approach to life as well, that you're kind of returning back to when it comes to what it is you want to create from this experience, essentially. So yeah, I'm super excited for this, and I do feel like a timeline is changing, because I've kept seeing on April 6th is going to be a really significant date. Not too sure why, I haven't tuned into it astrologically yet, but April 6th, it seems to be keep coming up when it comes to timeline changes, so something significant could happen there for you as well. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Globetrotter Showstopper, right? The time stands still when you do this thing, all right? It's like you bend time when you do this thing. It definitely gives me like the wormhole, the shortcut, like a clear passage. You guys are being kind of shown during this time. All right, let's go ahead and see. So let's see. Right, what is the showstopper? What time stands still? Oh, synchronous rotation. Oh, okay, this was the card. So those who do not wish to be seen, those who wish not to see. There's certain things that people wish not to see. So with you make time stand still for people, you're going to invoke all different kind of emotional responses. This talks about what does it say? Like, don't be fooled by this pretty view, because even the moon has a dark side too. And I feel like this is about the shadow work, like all the work that you guys have done in silence and behind the scenes, and that's really showing up when it comes to, I'm hearing you kind of being the vocal point. There's something about, I'm seeing like, T-squares in the way where it's like something around having to find even oppositions, like an internal balance within the external opposites, where it's like, as you do this thing, right, this is why you have the crep protect, because not everybody is going to understand it, and that's what it gives me. And I'm hearing like, why would you care about what people have to say when they barely know themselves, or they only know like one small localized version of themselves? And those who are big of heart can also be big of perception, but if you are small of perception, then you are not going to be big of heart, So it definitely gives me that energy where it's like you're kind of holding space for the paradox right now when it comes to people having a very limited filter of perception and the way that they view reality through, whereas you have this higher, broader, universal truth in regards to this, and you're aware that you guys embodying this light in abundance, or this playful manner in abundance, is definitely going to, shine a light on the dark side of the moon that people may not necessarily even want to approach or see or address within themselves, but it's like you guys have somehow incorporated your shadow in this aspect. It's like somehow you've really stepped into your power, and there's just like fierce protective energy as well that's coming through in regards to maintaining. And I'm seeing like the 7 of Wands vibes, where it's like you're preserving your soul's initial intentions when first being seeded onto earth, and it's like you're not compromising your integrity in any way. It's like you guys are continuing to do this, and I'm seeing like, again, don't be fooled by this pretty view, because even the moon has a dark side too. I can be an angel if you want me to, or I can make your life a living hell. It's up to you, right? And with this energy, it gives me like, people may be in hell when it comes to their plane of consciousness, or the vibrational frequency that they're operating in. And you can see where that hell is just people being at war within themselves. And there could be something about you're about to trigger a lot, but you're going to inspire even more. So just be aware of that with a synchronous rotation. There's definitely a lot of, again, like lunar Saturn energy, maybe even like unconscious, like limitations that are going to be appearing within others, maybe the shadow side of others coming to the surface in ways that may be unknown to them. And it kind of gives me, again, like the anger's revenge, the coward's revenge of being intimidated is anger. So there is something about realizing that, but maybe there's a level of intimidation here, and you're going to see that be expressed through exaggerated emotions or responses within others. So again, it's not something to judge, it's something to identify, to discern, and to realize that you're not here to change or impart anything on anyone, but you're here to just change your response to that. And I feel like your response is to extend compassion to those people that are at that internal war within themselves. This is gamma perception. So let's go ahead and take a look at synchronous rotation. And again, like, can you observe and identify when people are in these self-created states of suffering, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at synchronous rotation. And how can you approach the situation with love, right? And hold space for the paradox. Actually, cannot find it for some reason. Synchronous rotation. It's got to be here. Okay, the two faces of the moon. So this talks about the gravity of one body slowly orbiting another, and it always seems like it has the same face. So the card warns us about the hidden, what we do not see. The interesting thing is that it's not about a lack of vision, but about what does not wish to be seen, or who does not wish to be shown. And with this energy, it's definitely giving me a vibe of, again, like this card warns us about the hidden, which we do not see, right? What we do not see. And can you observe where maybe you can see through, that's what I get. Like, you guys can literally see through the vessel and into the energetic signature, and how somebody holds the energy within the body, and how much of that is rooted in fear, right? That's definitely the energy that it gives me here. So whatever it is with trotting the globe, I feel like you're able to witness like different kind of emotional responses that you could invoke within others. And it's in like very unconscious ways. That's definitely the vibe that it gives me. You guys are here to like trigger people when it comes to like their own remembering of their infinite potential. And you guys are here to demonstrate that, okay, to awaken it within others. That's definitely the vibe that it gives me. You're here to awaken others and help them remember their own infinite potential, and where they may be kind of prohibiting themselves from being able to apply that in this realm, That's definitely what it gives me, because we're all sourced from the same infinite potential. It's just about, and again, we have 1441 on the clock, which is literally about a mirror. Like, you guys are really the mirror that makes people see themselves in this realm, right? So yeah, 1441, that's super interesting about where people could facilitate this change, or they could change their circumstances, and their circumstances change when they do. It's like seasons are about different phases that you go through and how you evolve through these different cycles of yourself. Instead of attaching to one season, it's a resistance to change that begins to hurt us. And you can see where people kind of like like becoming their own biggest abuser because of the refusal to change, right? So it's like you guys are here to demonstrate where people may hold themselves back, okay, by opening yourself up to the unknown and making friends with the unknown, and no longer holding yourself back, all right? So let's go and take a look at 1441 real quick. Anything specific? This is a message of hope, change, and a reminder to trust your inner voice. Like, you guys are doing that by some through something that you do. It's like leaving a mark on history, and I'm hearing like it's leaving a mark on others, and it's a mystery as well. Like, there's something around it's a mystery. Things that you've done, things that you do, it's kind of like a mystery. And again, this is a powerful reminder that you have the ability to shape your destiny. Like, you're here to literally demonstrate that. It's like sources using you as an example. Like, the divinity that you guys are demonstrating in this realm speaks to the divinity within others, okay? Whether they choose to honor that voice or not, that's where the dissonance happens, right? Yeah, you have the ability to shape your destiny through hard work and determination and positive thinking. It's a call to action, urging you to embrace new beginnings and trust in your ability to manifest your dreams. Like, you guys are demonstrating, and look, you're doing it through time, right? It says we live in time, okay? And then you literally have time here, which is super interesting. Synchronous rotation. Maybe this is like, at times, a spherical model, right? It's like maybe you've been able to see this play out throughout your whole life. It's like you're coming back to this with a deeper level of understanding around, oh, I can see now why so-and-so is behaving in this way, and you know, they cannot even see it, you know, maybe they refuse to see it in that way. Right, let's see. I was not expecting this reading to take this time, but apparently you kind of like trigger people. Let's take a look at what the lollipop man is. What's the lollipop man? But yeah, how can you utilize this contrast, you know? There's something about being able to utilize this contrast. So we have the cosmic ether, and we have auroras polaris. So it's like you guys are waking up, okay? You're waking up the divinity within you, and it's leading the way, and it's leading to magical events unfolding in your life. So with the lollipop man, it's like, again, people witnessing this magic happen in your life. It's like, you know that you're a walking miracle, okay? Like, you are literally a walking miracle. So let's go ahead and take a look at cosmic ether, because this is definitely some type of connection that you guys have, again, like definitely within the morphic genetic field. Let's go ahead and see. And there's some type of, again, instruction manual that you're tuning into in regards to this. So cosmic ether, this is about an enigma that only you can solve, and it's going to be a controversy. So something that you guys are doing, it could be controversial, because like, people think that you're the anomaly or something that's going to occur in your life when it comes to lollipop man. Oh, like that, I don't know, they just feel like, oh, that's like I'm seeing like the 1%, or I'm seeing like a very big distinct ratio. But then you're here to make people realize that, no, if I can do it, trust me, you can do it too. That's actually the vibe that it gives me. So again, this is like the fifth element. That's what it talks about. And actually the fifth element is, this talks about Akasha, which is, again, a sacred place that you guys are being taken to with the lollipop man. And I feel like this is a knowing in regards to, again, is seeing believing, or is believing seeing? It's like, you can do it too, but you have to believe in yourself. Believe in the magic within you with Aurora Polaris, right? The magic goes with you wherever you go. That's literally what you guys are demonstrating in this realm. And there's something, again, that you're going to be doing here. It's like, some people, they choose to, oh, I'll believe it when I see it. Okay, well, you will not see it until you believe it. You know, it's that type of energy. It's as within, so without, you know? It's your internal world that projects this external energetic projection, not the external world governing your internal state, you know? There's something around your internal state governs your external factors, and that's how you master matter, because you've mastered your mind, right? You've mastered your emotions. So there's something about your specific energetic frequency that lifts people up enough, or kind of triggers them into a powerful place of alchemy. That's almost what it gives me, you know? That's almost what it gives me. And I'm hearing, if people are angry with you, because again, it's the coward's revenge of being intimidated, you help them realize where they are actually angry at themselves. All right, and because it's where their fear has been holding them back. So yeah, you're definitely the mirror that makes people see themselves, for sure. That's the vibe that it gives me. Anything else that we need to talk about here? Again, this is ether. Like, you're this etheric being, and you're demonstrating that. It says, again, like, you're no longer relying on just tangible and visible verified facts. There is this internal knowing. It talks about, we refer to the medium through which light spreads the message. So again, it's like your light that you're emanating spreads this message. It's in you leading by example in this. And it talks about, an eye is unable to see all types of light. Okay, so it's like, again, there's much more that's going on that goes beyond the human eye, or this limited filter of perception, right? Like, you realize that at all points in time, right? At all points in time. there are things happening in dimensions beyond what it is you can perceive. There's things being aligned for you in dimensions beyond what it is you can currently perceive. And you realize that at all points in time, throughout space and time, you're being taken to the sacred place. Okay, that's literally the vibe that it gives me. This is the energy that you guys are emanating, right? And there's a distinct, there's a difference there. There's something about like a distinguished difference. That's the distinct difference when it comes to the life forms that you take on. It's not just this third dimensional earthbound plotting and planning and praying for change, but it's like change is happening for you guys because you were changing. You were literally changing. Because I'm seeing so much more happen through you. It's not just this one localized earthbound being. You are literally not of this earth. You're on it, but you're not of this earth. So there's this like higher dimensional planes that are filtering the way that you see reality into this far higher bandwidth of frequency. Okay, let's go ahead and see what else comes through for you guys then. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lollipop man. And it's like you guys are doing this without asking for permission. It definitely gives me the moon maiden energy where it's like others may want to capture your light in a bottle because they're unaware of the source that's also coursing through their veins. That's definitely the vibe that it gives me. It's like they're seeking an external light when there is this awareness within. And once you're conscious of that awareness, it becomes your torch. So there's something about that, like you're illuminating a path for others that is possible. Until they can illuminate that path for themselves. There is something about that, like you're giving them a glimpse into what is possible, or you're giving them a glimpse when it comes to a different way to move through this existence in a harmonious way, instead of looking at life through the eyes of survival, you know? Okay, we have the Chariot. Wow, so you guys are definitely... I was hearing the Trendsetter. You have the Chariot and the Spirit Plane. Boom! This is so much fun. Okay, yeah, you guys are the Chariot and the Trendsetter. Okay, there's something about you're setting trends here. And it's funny because the Chariot is ruled by the moon, right? So it's like you're moving as one through this existence when it comes to your soul's desires. It's like your soul is leading the way. Right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Chariot, and I don't know why I keep saying Trendsetter, but yeah, as what we were saying Globetrotter, Trendsetter, like go-getter, nothing better. It's like, yeah, again, you've done it all, right? You're about to be all over the world. All right, let's go ahead and see. All right, let's find the Chariot. The Chariot. And the Spirit Plane. So this is about willpower, self-assured confidence, moving forward, and rejuvenation. Okay, so the Chariot blazes through the Spirit Plane and asks us to appreciate our accomplishments. It may still be raining and what you may feel a long way from home, but this card is appearing suggesting that some sense of self-assurance has gotten you to this point. The dove will guide you to where it is that you need to be. Have confidence that the direction you're moving in is the right one for now, okay? So again, there is almost like this internal assurity that you're having to have as you navigate this home away from home. That's definitely the vibe that it gives me, okay? All right. So this is giving you like reassurance because I feel like you're seeing this path unfold as you walk down it, as you follow your heart's desires. It's like the universe is revealing its mysteries to you in regards to how this is actually becoming like very tangible for you. Like this is very tangible. You also have the Nine of Swords, which is about the Nine of Birds as well, which is a Mars in Gemini energy. So it's like you guys are not overthinking here. I feel like this is helping get you out of your head. It's like you realize that you are being reassured to get out of your head and get into the moment and not just be in the state of paralysis when it comes to taking action on this, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at the Nine of Birds energy. So 9 of Birds is, again, fear, vulnerability, paralysis, and anxiety. And you guys are realizing that vulnerability is the only bridge to connection, okay? And it's like you're standing, you know what it is? Because you're seeing your vulnerability as a strength, right? That's the shadow aspect. It's becoming your strength. Your vulnerability when it comes to making friends with the unknown is the only thing that is connecting you to this other, way of being, this new timelines that you're accessing, right? The timeline shifts and the timeline changes that are happening compared to others who may see that vulnerability as a weakness. So they choose to stay in only a shell of who they really are. It's only like a shell of who they really are. But there's something about you guys breaking free from that shell. Maybe you're creating things and you're putting things out there into the world for other people to intersect with this. And again, that vulnerability is the only bridge to people connecting with you, putting this new version of yourself out there, right? Breaking free of this mold of who you thought you were and allowing, on a spiritual level, allowing people to connect with your etheric origins, allowing people to connect with the work that you create, right? As I'm hearing like the divinity pours through you and into your creations, into the extension of your creations, right? It's like people resonating with that. It's like you're giving people an opportunity to resonate with that frequency. And I'm hearing this is where the trigger comes in, because people can feel that resonance and they feel that yearning, but they realize that they are the only one that is stopping themselves from being able to experience that. So this is about receiving. It's like there could be a wound about receiving here that you guys have overcome, or that you're overcoming. It could be something ancestrally that you're kind of like working on in some way, but there's something about receptivity and being like on the receiving end of something. Okay. Super interesting. So again, this also talks about some type of a moment of fear, but it's like you guys are overcoming the fear. This card shows when you have met with someone something challenging. Again, this could be a situation that has sent somebody into a state of paralysis. Your vulnerability in the situation will lend a helping hand. And it's like you guys are able to help others. This is so interesting. Those who wish to see, or those who wish to be shown, it's like you're showing them the way. This is the paradox, right? Because it's like in you doing this, there is going to be some type of contrast. I feel like that's what the paradox is. You're here to take others from that, self-created states of suffering, right? Where people could be in analysis paralysis, and you're here to get, the chariot going. It's like you're here to point something out in regards to the incongruencies between their intentions and their actions, and where they could be a walking contradiction. And that could be triggering, right? All people who are willing to look at the dark side of the moon can see where they may be existing in, this lower way of navigating this experience, which is just based off of, again, looking at life through this very limited filter perception, looking at life through the eyes of survival, looking at the life through the eyes of fear. There's something around that specifically, and you can offer them a different perspective, a higher perspective, and that is alchemy. So it's like, yeah, you guys are a master alchemist. But you help others when it comes to alchemizing. Yeah, like alchemizing their fear, and realizing that this is the biggest act of self-love that they could make for themselves in their soul's journey. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing, but you're doing it well. It's like you're helping people bloom into their full self. Maybe it's where people are even like fearful of their own success in some way, or fearful of seeing themselves change or evolve into something that is unknown. Maybe that is scary, to lose their sense of identity. You help them realize that who they've had to be in order to get here is no longer who they have to be moving forward. And I'm hearing that can be like a shock to the system in many ways. It's almost like a reality. It's, what it is? You give people a soul review. That's it. Like, you give people a soul review. It's like you're someone that comes into people's lives and you go like, whoop, let's lift the human condition for a minute, right? If you were gone here today, gone tomorrow, how well did you live your life according to your initial intentions? Did you live a life of regrets? Did you do everything you wanted to do, or were you afraid of creating the life that you wanted because of how you were going to be perceived? It's two very different existences. So it's where people's fear stops them from creating. And you're here mirroring that for people in some way and inspiring others to step into painting the picture of their life that they want, playing with the colors, right? Playing with the color spectrum, these different bandwidths of frequency light, and choosing what it is that they want to weave into their existence, what it is that they want to embody, right? Realizing they are the canvas, their life is the canvas. And they are a masterpiece, but also a work in progress at the same time. With so many intricate designs. And it's not until you take a step back and look at the bigger picture that you can actually see the masterpiece that your life is. There's something around that, like you guys are, I don't even remember what I just said, but that was a really good term. You give people a soul review, okay? You give people a soul review. Wow. I honestly don't even know where to take this reading. I think, we'll just take a look at a shaman's dream oracle message, because clearly you're taking people into a journey of other worlds, back to the heart space, right? Heart, home, compassion. To give more compassion towards themselves. You guys are like a safe haven. There's something around you provide a safe haven. I feel like this is why this time stands still. It's like, oh no, let's come back to what's important. And then we have Wellsong resonating, right? Moments of deja vu. You give people moments of deja vu. You're like a walking deja vu for people. I feel like you say things. Maybe, you know what I'm seeing? Like, I don't even know why we're going down this road, but it's like, maybe that's the conversations you end up having with people. It's like, I don't even know how we ended up having this conversation, you know? But I'm seeing like you meet people in the astral realm, or you meet people in these other parallel lives, right? That are playing out. And deja vu is just where two separate streams of awareness collide, right? And it's a clear indication that consciousness extends far beyond this anatomical body, and it's almost like there's something otherworldly quality about you. It's something otherworldly. It's something that extends beyond the here and now, and it comes back into that. So it's almost like, again, you know, when you have deja vu, it's like time stands still for a moment. It's almost like, oh my gosh, there's so much more than I can currently understand, but it just feels like there's something that I need to explore. There's something that I need to experience. There's something that I'm doing that's proving to me I'm in alignment. You know, there's something around that, like you help people realize that they are in alignment, even when they think that they're not, you know? It's not that everything is falling apart, but it's that everything is rearranging itself to fall right into place. It's like you help people surrender so that they can allow themselves to fall into place. Wow. Yeah, with resonating. That's so beautiful. It's like something clicks, you know? Yeah, it's like you guys are the missing jigsaw piece puzzle or something, right? It's like, oh my gosh, like I've had this conversation before, I've thought this before, I felt this before. It's like you're a feeling to people. Whatever it is, like you give people a supernatural peace, you know? Like you are that walking butterfly effect. That's the reading that it reminds me of. Or a walking butterfly effect. And that can trigger people, right? And it can also inspire others. It can even trigger them outside of their comfort zone. It can trigger them because they realize that there is a discomfort zone that they're now in. The discomfort has now surpassed what used to be their comfort zone. Yeah. Wow, how interesting. There's so many things that are coming through, but not enough words to articulate it. But yeah, it's like you leave people kind of like speechless there. There is just this internal knowing that they come back to you. Whatever it is, it's like, it's literally telepathy between hearts. That's what this is. Your existence is like a telepathy between hearts. There's no words to even articulate you, you know? It's like, wow. How interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at a star child message then. I'm quite interested to see what comes up here. Let's just take a look at what you're embodying. Maybe this is just for you guys to understand why, you know, like why things happen the way that they do. 𝓻𝓮𝓪𝓷𝓼. Okay, 𝓻𝓮𝓪𝓷𝓼. Beautiful card. Right, let's go ahead and find this one. Of the ways, number 5, and the water element. So emotional changes. Attune to nature's signs to find your way. And it's like you're helping people tune into nature's signs, right? Which is always going through this constant state of evolution, you know? And I'm seeing like why, like what's the rush, you know? Nature does not rush it, everything is still accomplished. And I'm hearing like there's something about your growth that's so graceful because, you know, like trees do not announce their growth. Yeah, it's everything. It's something that everybody witnesses in some way. It's unannounced. They grow in silence. But it's people, I'm hearing it's like an astonishing sight though to see them reach their full potential. So there's something about like your growth has happened in silence, but it's something that people have witnessed. All right. An ancient knowing as well, right? You guys have this ancient knowing, visions and shamanic ceremonies, the cycle of life and plant lore. So 𝓻 of the ways provides a clear path of light that is beyond the density of the mind. That's what I mean. It's like you cannot, even with cosmic ether, it basically says like, you know, you can have, and even this energy as well. There's something around you can ask like it's like you can ask a question, but then you have like a million more. You can go and find something. It's like it's something that transcends the analytical mind. You know, again, it's something that extends far beyond the anatomical body. And it says, she comes in times of turmoil, in places of the old paradigm to show the way back home through innate wisdom. She comes to show me energetic vortices and pathways that are ancient yet beyond linear time. Again, there's something about you literally, you help people realize that they don't have to live in time. That's it, right? And they are time. You know, time is the mind. There is no difference between time and the mind. You know, it's like you can time travel all the time mentally. When you go back to the past, that's an intangible place. You can still experience it as if it were happening now. Same thing with the future, as you're filtering through infinite, you know, pathways and parallels and the things that you want to go on to experience. You know how to align your actions accordingly to collapse that very specific outcome. It's like you help people realize that you can travel with the mind, okay? But yeah, this is it. It's like you come in times of people's turmoil, right? And in places of the old paradigm to show them like a new way. So it's like you dissolve people's sense of reality. That's literally why you could be such a huge trigger, but also such a liberating inspiration as well. Like you literally dissolve people's old reality or old paradigm, right? When it comes to your paradigm and the way that they've seen the world, right? It's like you offer them a new perspective, a new way. You show them a new way. You guys are the lollipop man, right? You're the lollipop men and women. That's something that you're serving as. Wow. Because I'm hearing you've learned how to serve yourself in this way. And as you serve yourself in this way and assist yourself in that crossing, and you light the path for yourself, you also light the path for others. And there's something about as you light the path for others, you also light the path for yourself. Like, it's so interesting. But yeah, you kind of restore, I was getting energy about you restore order from chaos. You know, like when people are going through chaotic periods, you help them see the cosmos within it. You help people see the secret order to the disorder within their life, right? When they feel like everything's falling out of place, you help them realize that it's falling right into place. Wow, so 𝓻 of the ways has come to show you that whatever is going on around you, connect to the heart of light. It shows you the solution and the path, which was always there beyond space and time. And that's exactly it, right? You have walked this path in many dimensions, including Numeria. Listen to the guide for now. She has much to share. So it's almost like, again, this is not only an energy that you guys are connecting to, but it's an energy that you guys are embodying, you know, innately. Especially when people feel emotionally overwhelmed, you help them find their way, okay? And again, you open up people's almost psychic senses and helping them attune into that fifth element, right? The thought, the mind, time. Time is the mind. And you help them like leverage as a quantum being, you know, that's definitely the energy that it gives me. Especially if they feel clouded by their past, you give people a sense of direction. So interesting. Plants or animals that might have frightened you at first to look friendlier through a new communication. So it's almost like, again, you help people see the interconnectedness of everything. You are seeing everything as source. You help people realize that. It's like people see a part of themselves in you. You know, they notice you. There's something around heart home, right? The heart is like the source. Like this unconditional love that you have. It's the absence of judgment. It's like no matter where people are, even if they're at war with themselves, it's the absence of judgment that you guys embody. That is so beautiful. You know, it's like you give people a taste of the new earth. You are the embodiment of the new earth. You're made up of the cells of the earth, right? And it's like Gaia expresses herself through you, right? The cells that make up you speak to the cells within others. Like people resonate with your way of being on a way that is so profound, in a way that's so profound that it transcends the human condition and the veil. You know, it's like there is this deeper knowing. You're invited to open yourself to the message of each moment now and receive the grace. Yeah, beautiful energy. This could be also connections to Pleiadian dimensions, cosmic dimensions, and different beings of light that are supporting your journey. All right, it's like you guys are a being of light here to support others as well. So beautiful. Wow, what a beautiful energy to close out on. I'm so glad we pulled that. And then we also have initiation here at the base too. So initiation, yeah, like you could definitely kind of initiate people through that rite of passage. That's almost what it gives me, you know. You know, some of you, again, you've been doing this, you know, it definitely gives me shamanic vibes. All right, we have, for your angel number messages, a few. We have 999 release. So again, endings are new beginnings in disguise, and ending symbolizes the closure of one door and the open of another, right? This talks about the whisperer is asking you to release, and that's where the magic happens. Okay, 1212 is also duality. So it's like you ignite some kind of divine spark within others and help them come out of the shadows, okay, of their fear. And we also have night, and I'm hearing like that, again, that fearful voice is just a small conditioned part of them that they're supposed to nurture, care, and integrate, right, and extend compassion to you. That's really what it is. Transformation, and again, you help people, you know, witness with the quote of Anya's, like, life shrinks and expands according to one's courage. And it's like you kind of, I'm hearing like you dose people with a what's it called when you get prescribed, like you prescribe people with a dose of courage, you know. So it's asked that you take notice that you hold within your hands the power to change your life. It's like you assist in the shaping and the molding of others' destinies. This is what I'm seeing, like linear time, right? It's like people that operate in third dimensional constructs or ways or consciousness, and that's again what they may limit themselves to. They realize that they are putting a limitation on everything else that could be. And it's like having third dimensional ways of thinking is like playing a movie and realizing that you have to watch it from start to finish. And that's what I'm seeing. It's like you help people kind of see. It reminds me of the interactive movie. I think it was a movie of Black Mirrors that they had made, where it's like you could choose different alternate paths that you wanted. That's literally the vibe that it gives me. And you help people realize that. It's like you take what they thought was just going to be their one destiny, and you take it and you mold it. You know, it's like you begin to mold it like clay, and you begin to construct all of these different other avenues. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, really the only like that existed was within my mind. There was so much more out there for me to discover. And whatever it is that you guys do, it's like it becomes I'm hearing like it's like there is this circumstantial evidence that people are placed with, and it's this knowing, it's this vision, it's this feeling of their future, of their destiny before it arrives, and the resonance that they have towards a story that has already been written, and the many, and they get to choose what it is that they want the story of their life to be. You know, there's something around that specifically. So again, it's like you take people to a sacred place, Akashic, right? Akashic. You help people kind of tune in, lift the human condition, and look at the Akashic records. And it's like they remember the infinite potential that lies within them. And they get to choose which path. Okay, so again, you help them realize that they're going to feel their sense of purpose and connection to all things. 1919 transformation, you transform people and you help them with growth, begin to look ahead and continue to see the growth that is there and realize that their destiny is already being fulfilled. Wow. You are powerful. Did you know that? We're gonna go ahead and close out there, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Hopefully it brought you the clarification and insight that you needed at this stage in your journey. I feel like it kind of took a turn, but probably for the best. And yeah, I wish you the very best of luck. If you're not already subscribed to this channel or on Instagram for future reads, do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also, we recently made a Discord that's also going to be down below. Yes, and until next time, bye.